In Revenge of the Sith, we saw Mace Windu confront Chancellor Palpatine. He overpowers him, disarms him, and prepares to end the Sith threat for good. But Anakin intervenes. In one instant, everything changes. Mace loses his hand, lightning strikes, and he's thrown from the window, presumed dead. That moment shatters the Jedi Order. The Republic becomes an empire, and Anakin becomes Darth Vader.
He must live!
Please don't!
I need him!
Please don't! No!
But what if Anakin chose differently? What if, instead of turning on Master Windu, he struck down the true Sith Lord? What if the Chosen One fulfilled his destiny not by falling, but by ending Sidious's reign before it could begin? In this version of the story, that's exactly what happens, and nothing turns out the same. Let's begin. The Chancellor's office erupts with sound and fury. Sidious shrieks as blue plasma pierces his chest, the smell of scorched flesh filling the chamber. His own lightning arcs wildly, reflecting back into him as he stumbles against his statues. He sputters, croaking words meant to unbalance the boy he had groomed for over a decade. But Anakin does not waver. With one final breath, the Sith Lord collapses to the floor. For the first time in 1,000 years, the Sith are broken. Anakin staggers back, his saber still humming, his heart pounding. Mace lowers his blade, stunned. "Skywalker," he whispers. But before there can be any relief, the doors slide open. 4 crimson-clad royal guards storm inside, weapons crackling. Behind them, clone shock troopers rush in with Commander Fox at the lead. And in their midst, Mace Windu and a rising military man named Tarkin. The guards don't ask questions. They see the Chancellor's ruined body, the lightsabers still drawn, and leap to their conclusion. "Treason!" Fox bellows. "Execute them!" Blue energy staffs clash against violet and azure blades. Blaster fire scorches marble. Anakin shouts the truth. Sidious was the Sith Lord, the architect of war. But his words are drowned in the chaos. He won't kill the guards. That would seal their guilt. Instead, he smashes the giant window with the Force and leaps into the night sky, disappearing into Coruscant's neon sprawl. In seconds, the hollow net across the city blazes with his image. Wanted, dead or alive. As the city locks down, Mace and the surviving council members arrive too late. They push past shattered glass and scattered corpses to find clones encircling Sidious's body. Mace Windu sneers, declaring the Jedi guilty of assassination. The office security feeds? Deleted. Only Palpatine and Mace had clearance. Tarkin argues that Anakin forced the Chancellor to erase them before the kill. Every word drips with calculated deceit. The Jedi demand to search for evidence, but Tarkin refuses. "The Senate will decide your fate," he says coldly. And with that, the Order is cornered. Meanwhile, in the shadows of the city, Anakin makes his way to the one person he trusts most. Padme. He slips into her apartment, disheveled, panicked, desperate. She listens in stunned silence as he spills everything. Sidious's revelation, the deception, the killing blow. Tears streak her face as she realizes the man who had promised security and peace was the one who nearly destroyed it all. But Padme knows Anakin's word alone won't be enough. Mace and Tarkin control the narrative. Already, the Senate is being steered toward turning the Republic into an empire built on fear of Jedi treachery. Proof is needed, real proof. And Padme has an idea. While Anakin hides with her loyal handmaidens, Padme dons her darkest gown and travels to 500 Republica, the Tower of the Elite. There, she seeks Kinman Doriana, Palpatine's longtime aide from Naboo. Kinman has always worked in shadows, whispering in halls, carrying secrets too dangerous to be written down. Padme has never trusted him. Now she plans to use that to her advantage. She arrives at his door, pale and regal, pretending to mourn Sidious's death. "Palpatine is gone," she says, "but his plans must endure. We were allies, were we not?" Flattered, Eager to prove his worth, Kinman boasts. He admits everything. Palpatine's true identity as Darth Sidious, his rise as the Sith Lord behind the war, his murder of Plagueis, his manipulation of Dooku, and the loyal servants like Maz and Sly Moore who helped him climb. Padme records every word. When she leaves, her hands tremble. She has what she needs. Now it's a race against time. In the Senate chamber, Masameda addresses the galaxy. With Sidious dead, he declares emergency authority to himself. He condemns the Jedi, blaming them for murdering the Chancellor and conspiring to seize power. The Senate ripples with anger and confusion. Masa's voice rises above the noise. The Jedi are no longer guardians of peace. They are traitors. They must be purged. But before the gavel falls, a new pod glides to the center. Padme Amidala, voice clear, eyes burning, she demands to be heard. Maz tries to silence her, but the uproar of senators forces him to yield. Padme plugs in her recording. Kinman's voice fills the chamber, every lie stripped away, every secret revealed. The Senate gasps as Palpatine's true face is laid bare. Darth Sidious, Sith Lord, Master of Deception, Puppet, Master of War. He names Maz and Sly Moore as accomplices. Stunned silence. Then chaos. Clone guards move instantly, seizing Maz as he sputters denials. Kinman is arrested in his apartment, still clutching his wine glass, his smugness turned to terror. The Empire dies before it is born. On the streets below, Anakin stares at the massive screens overhead. His own wanted posters vanish, replaced by emergency Senate broadcasts confirming the Sith's deception. The Jedi are absolved. The truth is free. And for the first time in days, Anakin breathes. But the war is not yet over. Word spreads across the galaxy. On battlefronts from Kashyyyk to Felucia, Jedi receive the Council's urgent message. Sidious is dead, his network exposed. The Republic must be reclaimed. Some clones hesitate, confused by fractured orders. Others continue fighting, bound by their chips. But without Sidious pulling the strings, chaos erupts. Separatist generals argue, droid fleets clash without coordination, and Grievous lashes out like a cornered beast. Back on Coruscant, Anakin stands before the Council, the setting sun casting long shadows across the chamber. He is hailed as the slayer of the Sith. But inside, he is far from at peace. His visions of Padme's death still haunt him. Palpatine had promised salvation. Even in death, his poison lingers. I keep seeing her, Anakin admits, his voice breaking. She's going to die, and I can't stop it. The Council listens in heavy silence. Yoda warns of the path of fear. Obi-Wan pleads for patience. But Mace, his face carved from stone, reminds him that slaying a Sith does not grant freedom from the dangers of attachment. The boy they doubted saved them all, but the shadow in his heart has not faded. The story has only begun. The galaxy reels in the aftermath of Sidious's death. On the Senate floor, Padme's revelation has saved the Jedi Order from extinction, but the Republic itself teeters on the edge of collapse. With the Puppet Master gone, the war loses its sinister choreography. Instead of carefully staged victories and defeats, the conflict spirals into raw chaos. General Grievous, unaware that his master lies in ashes, continues his brutal campaign. Separatist senators scramble, unsure who truly leads them. Banking clans burn records of secret deals, trying to wash their hands of Sith corruption. And across the galaxy, the clones fight on, many of them still shackled by the inhibitor chips buried in their brains. The Jedi find themselves caught in the middle. Once vilified, now reluctantly vindicated, they are asked to step back into the role of generals. But the war is no longer a staged contest. It is real, messy, and deadly. On Felucia, Anakin Skywalker charges ahead of the 501st through steaming jungles. His strikes are faster, his fury sharper. Captain Rex urges him to slow down, to rest, but Anakin shakes his head. The sooner we finish this, the sooner it all ends. To his men, he looks unstoppable. But Rex sees the truth. Anakin is running, from visions, from fear, from the one future he can't seem to control. Back on Coruscant, Padme's belly swells with life. The secret of her marriage is still hidden, but time is running short. Her hands tremble on the balcony rail as she watches the city burn with protests, marches, and celebrations. Anakin is hailed as a hero by some, a traitor by others. To her, he is still just a husband haunted by dreams. Inside the temple, the council faces its own fracture. Yoda speaks of caution, of patience. Mace demands focus, believing the Order must regroup and defend itself. But Anakin? He grows restless. He presses for answers, digging into archives, hunting for anything that might save Padme. It is in that search that he discovers something Sidious left behind, a trail of dark remnants hidden across the galaxy, temples, vaults, and holocrons. Whispering echoes of Sith knowledge, the Council orders him away from them. Dangerous they are, seductive. But Anakin defies them. His journey leads him to Biss, a deep core world steeped in shadows. There, within a citadel older than the Republic itself, he finds what he seeks. A holocron flickers to life in his hands. The face of Darth Plagueis, Master of Sidious, sneers back at him. So, the Chosen One, it croaks. Come to beg for what your master could not give. Anakin grips the device, his voice cracking. Tell me how to save her. Plagueis laughs, a sound like stone grinding against stone. Fools seek to cheat death. The truth is simpler. To control life, one must command death. To save another, you must be willing to sacrifice. Anakin slams the holocron shut. The seed is planted, but he will not admit it. He returns to Coruscant, the whispers gnawing at him. The Council confronts him. Mace accuses him of walking the same path as Sidious. Obi-Wan pleads with him to let go. Anakin shouts back that he saved the Republic, that without him, Sidious would still be alive. I did what none of you could do. The chamber falls silent. The truth of it cuts deep. The Order had been blind, and Anakin had not. But words alone cannot heal the growing rift. And then, Padme screams. Through their bond, Anakin feels it. He doesn't wait for dismissal. He sprints from the temple, shoving aside Padawans and knights who try to stop him. His power lashes out, sending them crashing into walls. He doesn't kill them, but he doesn't slow down either. When he bursts into their apartment, medics are already there. Padme reaches for him, her face slick with sweat, eyes full of both pain and love. Annie, you're here. I won't let anything happen to you, he whispers, dropping to his knees. The birth is hard but not hopeless. Two cries fill the air. Twins, a boy and a girl, Luke and Leia. For a moment, Anakin dares to believe the visions were wrong. But then Padme falters. Her breath shortens, her life flickers like a candle in the wind. No, Anakin gasps. No, I won't lose you. And in that moment, he makes a choice that will reshape destiny itself. He reaches into the Force with everything he has, light, dark, love, fear, all of it, and pours his own life energy into Padme. The room explodes with power. Medics are thrown back. Instruments shatter. Blue and gold sparks fill the air. When it's over, Padme lives. Her chest rises, her color returns. But Anakin has changed. His eyes flicker with flecks of gold amidst the blue. His presence in the Force swirls with contradictions. Neither light nor dark, but something in between. Something new. The Jedi arrive moments later. They stare in shock. What have you done? Mace demands. I saved her, Anakin says simply. I did what you said was impossible. Yoda studies him, sorrow in his ancient eyes. Changed you have. A new path you walk. Neither Jedi nor Sith. Anakin holds his wife, his children, and his family whole at last. Then I'll walk it, he replies. Because love saved the Republic, love saved her. Maybe it's time for something new. That night, he leaves the temple. Not as a fugitive, not as Darth Vader, but not as a Jedi either. The Council watches him go. Some call for his expulsion, others for his destruction. But Obi-Wan remains silent, eyes following his brother until he vanishes into the Coruscant night. From then on, Anakin Skywalker becomes something else. A gray figure who walks between light and shadow, protecting his family while fighting for justice in his own way. The war drags on, bloody and uncoordinated. With Sidious gone, the Separatists lose direction. Yet their droid armies still fight, and their corporate backers still crave profit. The Republic stumbles without Sidious's guiding hand. But Mace Windu claws for power anyway. He tries to paint himself as Palpatine's rightful successor, but the Senate resists. Senators like Bail Organa, Mon Mothma, and Padme herself rally for peace, calling for the end of emergency powers. Mace grows desperate. He lashes out, branding the Jedi dangerous once again. He orders clone garrisons to shoot them on sight. But without Sidious's cunning, the plan falters. Many clones hesitate. Some even break free from their chips, deserting to stand beside their old generals. On Coruscant, protests flood the streets. In the Outer Rim, separatist leaders squabble. And on the hidden world of Semio, a forgotten Jedi temple hums with life once more. Mace Windu leads a mass exodus, evacuating thousands of Jedi from Coruscant before Ameda's fury consumes them. Hidden within a shifting space anomaly, Semio becomes a sanctuary. Its lush jungles and ancient halls shelter the survivors. It is no longer the Order's ivory tower, it is a refuge, carved from exile. But peace is fragile. On Semio, the Jedi argue over their role in this new galaxy. Should they fight? Should they hide? Should they change? Masters meditate, knights train, Padawans whisper. The future is unclear. Yet one truth is undeniable. Anakin Skywalker has saved them from annihilation, and in the Force, a new balance stirs. The Sith are gone, the Jedi live, and the galaxy stands at a crossroads. The story is not finished. Months pass. The galaxy does not calm, it fractures. Without Sidious orchestrating every move, the Clone Wars drag on with no hand on the wheel. The Separatist Council flails, their droid armies fighting on instinct, while greedy investors see only credits. The Republic falters, led by Mace Windu, who wears authority like an ill-fitting cloak. On Semio, the Jedi try to adapt. The lush temple becomes a hive of survivors, younglings, knights, and masters. For the first time in generations, the Order feels like a family rather than a war machine. But the Council is divided. Some argue they must fight to reclaim their place as generals. Others whisper that neutrality is their only hope. And through it all, Anakin Skywalker walks a new path. He is no longer a Jedi, no longer a soldier. He is a husband, father, and something in between. Every day he trains with Luke and Leia, showing them not rules, but possibilities. The Force is not light or dark. It is living. It is love, fear, hope, and choice. Yet the war grows worse. Ameda tightens his grip, enacting laws that condemn even senators who speak to Jedi. He tries to command the clones with Palpatine's authority, but the cracks show. Squads desert. Chips malfunction. Soldiers who once gunned down their generals now return in secret, standing beside them once more. On the Separatist side, new investors flood the council chambers, turning death into profit. Tactical droids analyze the Republic's fleets and discover fatal weaknesses. The war escalates into its bloodiest year yet. The galaxy cries out for peace. And at last, the Jedi answer. In secret, alliances form. Bail Organa, Mon Mothma, and Padme Amidala connect with Separatist senators sick of endless war. Through whispers and encrypted channels, a daring plan emerges. Not negotiation, not compromise, a strike. The Jedi will remove the corrupt leaders on both sides in one night. A coup to end the war. On Coruscant, Mace Windu leads a team, Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Shaak Ti, and Ahsoka Tano. On Raxus, Separatist capital, Plo Koon, Deepa Bilaba, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Sindralig, and Baylan Skoll prepare for the same. The goal is not conquest. It is amputation, cutting out the rot so the galaxy can heal. They move swiftly, silently. On Coruscant, clone deserters secretly aid the strike, guiding Jedi squads through the underlevels. In a single night of fire and shadows, Mace Windu's regime falls. On Raxus, the Separatist Council is dismantled, its power stripped away. It is not bloodless. Jedi blades ignite, soldiers fall. But when dawn breaks, the galaxy has changed. The two great tyrannies that fed the war are gone. The battles do not end at once, but within weeks. The Senate and Separatist Parliament sign peace treaties drafted in backrooms months before. Citizens flood the streets, not with blasters but with banners. The galaxy, broken and scarred, exhales. The Jedi return to Semio. Their hands are bloody, their code tested, but their purpose renewed. No longer politicians, no longer pawns. They will protect, they will serve, but never again will they be chained to a Senate's whims. Semio becomes more than a refuge, it becomes a training ground. Outposts sprout across the galaxy, small, quiet sanctuaries, where Jedi aid those in need rather than govern from above. Masters teach humility. Knights learn compassion. Younglings grow in harmony with their worlds, rather than apart from them. It is not the Jedi Order of old. It is something new, something stronger. And at the center of it all is Anakin. The Council, once so reluctant to trust him, now names him Master. His exploits have made him a legend, but he wears the title lightly. His real pride lies at home. Padme, alive and thriving, now leads in the Senate, guiding reform. Luke and Leia toddle through temple halls, raised not in secrecy but in light. At times, whispers circulate, Anakin Skywalker has changed. His eyes flicker strangely in the Force. He saved his wife with power neither Jedi nor Sith could name. Some call him dangerous. Others call him proof that the prophecy was true. Anakin shrugs off both titles. To him, he is simply a man who chose love. Years pass. The Republic reforms itself, scarred but breathing. Clone armies fade into memory as free men and women return to their homes. Separatist systems rejoin under new treaties. The Senate rebuilds. The Jedi change too. Ahsoka Tano rises to the Council, carrying the lineage of Qui-Gon Jinn forward. Obi-Wan trains a new generation, quieter but wiser. Luke and Leia grow under both parents, learning politics from their mother, the Force from their father. Their power is immense, but their hearts remain steady. The galaxy whispers of a new balance, neither blinding light nor devouring dark. Something in between, something alive. But shadows never vanish completely. In the unknown regions, whispers of old Sith cults stir. Remnants of Sidious's networks, acolytes, and artifacts still poison the stars. The Jedi know their work is not done, but this time they are not blinded by arrogance or chained by politics. This time, they are ready. One quiet evening, Anakin tucks his children into bed. Leia looks up with her wide eyes and asks, "Papa, why do some people say you're dangerous?" Anakin pauses. Through the window, Coruscant's skyline glitters. He smiles sadly. "Because I chose love over rules. And that scares people who think rules matter more than doing what's right." Luke frowns. "But you saved everyone. You stopped the bad man." "I did," Anakin nods. "But saving people changes you. Power always does. The important thing is to use it for others, not yourself." Padme stands in the doorway, watching, her smile soft. They have defied fate itself. They are together, alive, a family whole, in a galaxy reborn. And so, the story closes. Anakin Skywalker did not fall. He did not become Darth Vader. Instead, he became something else entirely. Something the galaxy had never seen before. A Jedi who broke rules, but saved lives. A man who embraced fear, but turned it into love. A warrior who brought balance. Not by destroying one side, but by showing that the Force was never about sides at all. The Sith are gone, the Jedi are changed, and hope endures. Because destiny is not written in stone, it is written in choices. And this time, the Chosen One chose differently. What if Anakin killed Palpatine instead of Mace Windu? Maybe the Jedi wouldn't cling to their old ways. Maybe balance wouldn't come through war or thrones. Maybe it would come through love, through family, through choices made in the quiet moments. Because destiny isn't the end. It's the beginning of something harder. And Anakin Skywalker, he wasn't just the Chosen One. He was the Jedi the galaxy had to believe in, whether it was ready or not. If you enjoyed this alternative timeline, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Wars stories. And may the Force be with you.